Liverpool Aston Villa game, which ended 2-0 to Liverpool, and look forward to the Brighton versus Liverpool game on Wednesday. And that game is at the Amex, I believe. Yeah, and also will be away from home. So yeah, well, first having a look at Liverpool versus Aston Villa, which big up Liam in the chat. Um, it was a it was a bit of a quiet first half, bit of a snooze fest. Not really. Players went on their passing rhythm. A lot of disjointed play. Origi was not very good. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain wasn't very good. And the defense held solid. Villa had a few attacks, few shots. Alisson did pretty well. And yes, indeed, Liam, very close to 50 subs. So any new people in the chat that come in, please hit that sub button and like button. Big up, Lewis. So the first half was not a lot to talk about. Trent was probably the lively of the fullbacks going forward and putting some nice passes out to the other wing. Salah had a few, I think Salah had a sighter, but it was a very disappointing shot from him, which was our only shot on target till the 70th minute. And so there wasn't a lot to speak about in the first half. And in the second half, when we made some changes, Henderson and Curtis Jones came on. Just trying to think, Wijnaldum came on as well. And Firmino came on as well. And Origi came off in the second half, which he had done absolutely nothing, so it was justified. And we instantly looked a lot better when Firmino came on the pitch. And you could see the link up again with the front three as usual, and Henderson and Wijnaldum were instantly getting putting some better quicker passing, better passing around. And so then we'll speak about the first goal. So started on the right hand side. Trent came inside. Shimmied past a couple of players and then just put it right to Keita in the box, who moved past a player and then fed it into Mane's feet on the penalty spot, and it was a lovely finish off the crossbar into the back of the net. And so that was after a frustrating first half, and Villa obviously getting some more shots. They had quite a few shots in the game. So after we finish talking about the game, I'll probably look at the statistics and see how Villa's shots were to ours in that game. And it was so that was the first goal. The second goal was a nice finish from Curtis Jones inside the box. And it was very, very happy for him. I'm trying to remember who got the assist for that one. It was Mo Salah. Yeah, it was a cross in from the left hand side. Salah cushioned header, and Curtis Jones was the one who got the second goal. Liam, I think we'll break the record points. It's a very tough one. My head says no. I think we'll get very close. I think we'll pass last year's, which I believe we finished on 97 points. I can't remember if it was 97, 98 points. But I think we'll finish around there again. It'll be between 97 and 100 points, but I don't think we'll make it to the 101, unfortunately. Because we have to win all our games, and I know that we have Arsenal and Chelsea, and at the end of the season we never really play well against them, and Chelsea's always been a bogey team for us, so it's a tough it's a tough question. I hope so. I hope we can make it. It would put a lot of people in their place, and because a lot of people dismissing our season just because City smashed us, and it's like, I don't see a lot of relevance in that, to be honest, because Like, people are going to be on the beach, but it's going to happen. But yeah, I think Grealish had an opportunity at the end of the game, which brought out a fantastic save from Alisson, who is brilliant throughout this game. And with that clean sheet, Alisson is tied with Pope in the Burnley goal for 13 clean sheets, I believe, at the top of the table. So he's if he manages to get the Golden Glove again, that would be fantastic for him. And he's been such a revelation coming into the club. And as you can see, top ratings were for Alisson was man of the match, and Van Dijk and Keita were the next best players, and I agree. A lot of people gave Mane man of the match, but I think it's got to be Keita or Alisson, because that seems like that was just a standard performance for me for Mane. And the fullbacks a bit better of a performance. Joe Gomez looked a bit shaky, but we'll see how he. Hopefully they'll get in a bit more form for the Arsenal game. I think it's a nearest tough game. They're in good form. Karius or Adrian? So oh man, that's a really tough one for me. I think if I had to pick between those two, I'd probably stick with Adrian, but I'd rather if I could get a new keeper, I would. The problem is finding a good keeper who's okay with being a number 2 and who's going to play cup competitions. And it's like I know I haven't heard a lot of Liverpool fans say this, and I don't know if he'd be willing to take he's in the Championship, but I might take a punt on Jack Butland for a second keeper. I've heard people put off that name, but I don't know if he's been making more mistakes or something. But I haven't heard too much about it, and last I heard about it, I just Adrian, it still makes me nervous. Yeah, 10 mil for a backup keeper. Like I said, I'd probably go Butland, but I don't know if you can get a decent Premier League. I don't know if you can get a decent Premier League keeper for 10 mil. Like, and a lot of them, like, if you were to go to a bottom club and get us a keeper, like, I'm thinking about like McCarthy, they'll all want to play. They'd rather stay in their club. So you probably have to go down to the Championship to find someone, or maybe abroad somewhere. But I've not really looked into who'd be a good backup keeper abroad. Again, yeah. But so that's the Aston Villa Liverpool game. So yeah, we dominated possession, and see Villa dominated us on shots. They just weren't very clinical. They only had 3 to our 4 shots on target, so we made the most of the shots we had. They blocked it, and they had a lot more shots off target. But yeah, I love it, YouTube. That's a very late notification, but okay. Let's see. Yeah, so they had a couple of counter-attacks, and there was a big chance, I assume it was the Grealish chance. We were better in the passing departments. Yeah, what do you think about Matt Macy, Liam? Is he have you guys really played him that much, to be honest? I know he's a really tall keeper, but that's all I know about him, really. But yeah, I think that'll be it for the Liverpool Aston Villa game. Big up Cheddars, big up Cheddars. Alright, so yeah, the next fixture we have Brighton at the Amex, which will be a tough game. They've been in good form since the lockdown. They've not really made it easy work for any team that's played them. and for some reason it's looking like Liverpool's problems against the low block teams are starting to come back a little bit, and this is why it's making me nervous when I've been seeing more talk about Klopp saying that he doesn't know how much money the club's gonna have, so he can't spend money on signings, and it's a little frustrating if this is gonna be our second year again without buying players, and we know that City are gonna go out splash. So big up Simpy, big up Football Daily Talk. But yeah, hopefully we can see some signings come in. I'd like to see Thiago, and hopefully I'd like to see a better, maybe, yeah. I think Thiago's more of a. Someone said he was a bit of a regista, low line playmaker. I'd like to see a Cam too, but I don't know if we really play with a Cam. So maybe a backup for the front three, possibly then. But yeah, I don't know. The centre back situation makes me nervous with Matip injured again. But yeah, dude, with this Brighton game, yeah, we have problems against a low block team, but I believe this could be a similar game to the Villa performance where we muscle out a 2-0 win again, or it could be. I think it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be 2-1. It could be 2-0, 2-1. Those are my scores really. But yeah, Thiago Alcantara would be a good signing. Football Daily Talk, definitely, because I think a lot of us thought that Keita was going to be that type of player, but he seems like a completely different player. He's more of a run towards the box, little neat touches beside the box. I think Thiago's more of a spray the ball kind of player, and maybe playing balls from deep, a bit like Fabinho does when he's really on form. Because I agree with what someone said that that Fabinho, when he's playing well, does like two roles. Honestly, I thought about that, Cheddars, and I think he would. I think he would. I really think that was a shame that we had to let him go. And I don't know. Yeah, we can see that Inks has come on, but he's way better than Origi. Origi was shocking yesterday. But yeah, we need definitely a quality backup striker. But the problem is, yeah, the problem is with the Werner situation. He wanted first team football starts, and we can't offer that to him. So I wonder who's gonna want to come in and play second fiddle. It had to be someone good as well, like maybe someone who's struggling at another club that maybe is thinking they can take their chance if they come in. I'm just trying to think. You know, I know he's old, but I might take Mertens for a year or two. Again, though, would he be able to play second fiddle? And would he fit our system? I don't know if he's the type of person that will fit Klopp's system. I think he asks a lot from strikers, so maybe that's off the table because of that. But yeah, he definitely could play Cam. Football Daily Talk. The thing is Klopp gonna wanna? He might do it for some games, but I don't think Klopp is gonna want to change his system permanently and put Firmino at Cam. But it definitely could work because we saw yesterday when he came on, if he's on form, he could spray the balls between the lines, and he was very sharp. Yeah, Willian's a good option as well. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm trying to think. You know, another player I thought about could be which would be fantastic, but it's a bit of an unknown because he's a young player. But I don't know if any of you guys would take Angel Gomez from Man United. if he's out contract, because he plays as a cam and apparently he's a talented youngster. So I don't see why we couldn't. I mean, I don't know if it's because we've got Curtis Jones already that he wouldn't want to bring him in, but yeah, backup striker, I can't think of anyone either. Yeah, but yeah, it'd be nice to have somebody with Premier League experience as well, but there's just nobody that's going to want to come in and play second fiddle. I'm just trying to think of the top clubs. Is there like anyone that's a good second striker? Yeah, I can't think of anybody, but yeah. So I wonder. I'm very curious to see what Klopp's gonna do for the Brighton game. How he's gonna line up, because we saw a few changes in the last game, and that seemed to not work out. Origi was terrible. Chamberlain was terrible. And that's why when you saw the changes come on, we had such an uplift in form. So I wonder if he might go to Minamino for this game, because I think he'll still want to rotate. So I think Minamino might come in for this one. The thing is, who would he come in for? I think Firmino's probably going to come back in, because he had that last game kind of rested. He did have to come on, but so I think Salah maybe they rest Salah next game. He's been crucial for us, but he wasn't at his best last game. So maybe Salah gets a rest for a game. Yeah, and Minamino comes in. Maybe I'm trying to think in the midfield. We could see Milner come in, but I have a feeling he might go back to Henderson, Wijnaldum, because they did look good last game. So probably I'd say Henderson, Fabinho, Wijnaldum come back into this game as we move into the tougher games. I think we have Burnley after this one, I think, and then we start the tough. I think we've got Arsenal and I think Chelsea. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, let me look up the fixtures. Yeah, so we've got Arsenal, Chelsea after the Burnley game, so you might want to try and get his midfield back in sync again. But yeah, I think yeah, Jimenez. I'd take Jimenez, but yeah, he's near the end of his career. So will he wanna be a second choice striker? I'm not quite sure, but I'd definitely take him. Cause I thought about that. I'm trying to think of other top. Yeah, Palace have got dog shit strikers. I wouldn't take. Burnley it's Burnley. There's no good strikers there. Arsenal don't. Yeah. Again, no second choice probably. It's just disappointing we haven't had any youngsters come through the system, because we could really use a youngster who can play up front. I mean, we had Brewster, but he wasn't ready, was he? And he wasn't ready to perform at this level. And it looks like Origi's not ready to perform at this level. So yeah, we're really in a spot of bother right now with the striker position. But it doesn't look like... It looks like Klopp is just trying to survive with his front three, and then getting away with having an Origi in for a couple of games and scraping through games. And it's worrying for sure. But yeah, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 win in this fixture. I'm going to go for I'm going to go for a Van Dijk header and a Mane goal in this game. But yeah, I think definitely the striker role is a must, and I believe, yeah. So for me, if ideal summer, Ideal summer, we get we get Cam, we get a striker, and we get a backup left back. Ideally, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get there. But yeah, yeah. If anybody in the chat's got any more questions, let me know. I'm probably gonna go for another 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna end the stream end the stream, and then I'm gonna get ready. I'll be on Simpy's FPL show in slash watch along in 30 minutes slash who's the Spurs watch along, so I'll be on there. But yeah, I've had a decent FPL week actually, but got let down by by Fraudiola leaving out all the midfielders. Yeah, I know. So it's same Cheddars. I have a really bad feeling about this here. Like I think if we don't make transfers, that gap we've got is gone. Like I think if we were to make at least one transfer, we might be able to keep a bit of a gap between us and City. But I believe if we stand still and City go and buy a few more players, because they're losing David Silva this year, aren't they? And they're losing I think Aguero's got 1 year left, so he'll be done next season. So yeah, we need to I hope at least the Thiago deal goes through, because at least with the Thiago deal, we'll solidify our midfield a bit more, and be able to rotate without that much drop off. But yeah, well, it's a bit worrying, but I mean we're top of the league, so until that doesn't become until next season we won't really know. But I'm excited. A lot of people writing us off, and hopefully we can start next season at like a like a bird out of I don't know, I can't think of a phrase. My mind's gone blank, but I agree. If we can get him for 30 million, that is I think that's a great deal. But yeah, if we start next season firing, we can I start being a lot more confident, and hopefully we start getting fans in next season as well, because a lot of the I don't know if the club is not letting Kloppo spend because there's no fans in, so they're worried about spending anything. But yeah, how long will they last for? That's a really good question, because I believe someone said they're 29 now, but I'm gonna look them all up just to make sure. So Salah's 28, so he's not 29. Okay. You're 1 year off. Was it Firmino that's 29? So Firmino's 29 this year, coming up. And so looking like Firmino's the one that's 29 before the others. So I'd say 3 or 4 years. Yeah, so Cheddars, Salah and Mane are 28. They're 29 next year. Like, Mane is 29 just before the season ends next year. So I'd say so for the whole front three, probably 3 years. But it's a bit hard to say. I'm hoping we can get them at full pelt for another 2 years at least, and we can win some stuff in that time. But yeah, big up Simpy. Big up Simpy. Yeah, so Mane has a year left. That is interesting. I'm gonna check his contract length. I thought we so no we so it says on here that his contract is until 2023, Cheddars. So we have Mane till 2023. So we will see if it gets extended in the next year, so that we can sell him on if. That is a good question. Before I go, let me check all of the contract lengths. I'm very yeah, we have 3 years left on Mane's contract, so that's good. How much is left on Bobby's contract? Oh, so they're on 20. Firmino's is on 2023 as well. Alright, Salah's. Oh, so they all expire on the same day. Yeah, I'm curious, like in a year's time, to see how Sar's doing, Cheddars. Yeah, it might be worth checking him out after next season, because he might come on a lot. But yeah, that's a good question, Cheddars. I'm not sure about this, but would you grab Sar if he gets relegated for a cheap price? Because we have done that before, have we not? We did that with Robertson. We did that with Robertson. We did that with Wijnaldum. I mean, obviously we know he's a good player. We just don't know about his consistency. But we know Klopp does really well with players. So if Watford go down, we could. I don't think Watford will go down, but if they do, we might be able to pinch him for a cheap price. Because I have no idea what his price would be right now, but yeah, I'd probably lean yes. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I thought of another interesting thing I saw before, Cheddars. What about yeah? Because like we have the Ox, right? Who have you got? Who have you got in? Who have you got from Brighton? Simply, have you got Dunk or something? Or are you saying you need us to get clean sheet? Yeah, big up James. There's only one James Peach. But yeah, James, you joined right at the end. But you can watch on the playback if you want to catch my preview and review. But we've been talking a little bit about transfers and who you can get. But Cheddars, would you swap Chamberlain for Grealish? Because I would. I know he's it's like there's a lot of people that are on the fence about him, and a lot of people gassed about him. But I would say I would swap Chamberlain for Grealish and start him. He wants that clean sheet. Yeah, you guys could take. I never understood why you guys didn't take Dunk, but big up Liam Damon. I'll be on Simpy's watch along / FPL show in 20 minutes, so watch out for that. Ooh, that's a good shout. I didn't think about him, Cheddars. Depay, yeah. I would take Depay, but again, that one's also a tricky one because I don't know if he'd want to sit on the bench. Um, but yeah, Dunk's a great centre back. Yeah, but how do you think Spurs are gonna do today? And I'm a bit. I mean, as I guess the Arsenal fans are not worried, but as a neutral, Mourinho's sinking the Spurs ship. That's what it's looking like at the moment. He's like, can I cut? He's like, he thinks that Dyer can fill every hole. He's like got a sinking ship, and he's putting his favorite Dyer into every hole he's got. His defense, the Spurs defense is just shocking. It is terrible. Chelsea and Spurs defense is terrible. I think. Yeah, but I'll be ending the stream now because I've been going for 32 minutes, which isn't too bad for a preview slash review, and I've got to go into Simpy's stream soon, so I will chill out for a bit before I go on there. But thanks everyone for tuning in, and yeah, I'm close to 50 subs, so if you haven't subbed yet, please hit the sub button and hit the like button as well. And yeah, share it about on wherever you can, please.